Kenny Curtzwiler in the studio. You'll see these signs up around the South Lake Tahoe area here soon and throughout El Dorado County.
Everywhere.
We're not talking about Lake Tahoe ski bum because
no, we're not.
Season's pretty much over.
I need some.
I know, right?
Yeah,
we're all jonesing. You're running for District 5 Supervisor.
Yes.
County Supervisor. Give us the big picture on your thoughts out there. I mean, we'll talk about VHRs. We'll talk about low affordable housing and also the roundabouts out there in Myers, right? So, which you want to touch on first?
You know, the thing about District 5 is we go all the way down to Pollock Pines. So you've got Pollock Pines, Strawberry, Kybers. You've actually got Tahoe also, and all the way to the state line. The thing about District 5 is it is a county supervisor. So we are only responsible for everything within District 5, within our boundaries, that is outside of the city limits. So when everybody asks me a question, let's say last time I ran, they asked me questions about the Loop Road.
Yeah.
Okay, well, my personal feelings, that has nothing to do with my supervisorial feelings. And there is nothing that a supervisor can do about the Loop Road. That is a city issue.
Okay, gotcha.
I can't vote on it with the TRPA, but I'm only one of 12 votes.
Right, okay.
So my influence on the Loop Road is minimal.
So, I mean, a lot of people say South Lake Tahoe is the redheaded stepchild of El Dorado County because of the granite curtain, as they say, right?
Absolutely.
We're just a small chunk to that big piece of the pie over there. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, because this is a big economy, a big market, I guess
we are a very huge economy up here for them, and all of the money that we generate outside of the city limits, in other words, the TOT for the VHRs, which is a huge issue coming up, and we'll touch on that later. You know, all the tax dollars and everything else, all the property tax money, all goes to Placerville into the general fund, and then once it goes into the general fund, you know, it's gone.
Right.
We don't know how much we get up here. Well, I've asked before, and you know, they've always said, well, you're allocated this much. Well, how much? Well, you know, it's kind of left up in the air.
Pardon my ignorance. How many supervisors are there for District 5?
One.
Just one, right?
One.
Okay.
There used to be two.
Okay.
We used to have two.
On each side? One on each side?
Yep, and every time they do a census, they redistribute the zone of influence for each district based on population. Since we are actually going down in population, and the West Slope is increasing in population, I would have to say within this next election, 4 years, we are probably not even going to have a supervisor that represents this area.
Wow. Here's a segue for you. Are we going down in population because of lack of affordable housing?
Yes and no. We're going down in, you know, it's interesting because, you know, in the city, a lot of businesses are shutting down right now. Nefelli's just closed.
What?
Nefelli's just closed, yep.
Where am I going to get my 2 a.m. cocktail?
You know, I don't know. Nefelli's just closed. There's a lot of, you know, Carlos Murphy's, or Chevy's, excuse me, Carlos Murphy's, dating myself. But, you know, Chevy's closed. Yeah. You've got a lot of other restaurants on this end of town, you know, the Y area town, outside of the tourist corridor. They're all hurting. Cantinas for sale. Almost every place is for sale, and the reason is because we have created a tourist core area, which we have always wanted to do. Yep. But the problem is that now the tourists are going down there. There's not enough locals to work the jobs that we have up here because of affordable housing. When Heavenly did their hiring this year, they had to turn down the first 150 people. First question out of the gate was, do you have a place to live? No. There goes the application. So affordable housing and lack of employees and lack of making enough money to, you know, it's not like it was back in the 70s and 80s when we first moved here. You know, we all had two jobs, and
you're pointing at me like I know. I don't know.
Oh, were you born yet?
86,
I don't want to
man, 86.
But you know, but we all had two jobs, and you know, we all made money. And
what about the places like Aspen? I mean, you gotta. I mean, it's a given. You got to drive in from Carbondale, Glenwood Springs.
Yeah, almost 60 miles.
About 60 miles, and that's just status quo. quo there, and that's what we're saying we might have to get used to.
We have that now with Carson City, Gardnerville, and Minden.
Yeah.
Okay, and a lot of times what they're doing, the affordable housing thing right now, is they're saying that in order to afford a house in South Lake Tahoe, and they always compare us with other people. You cannot compare us with any place else. We are unique in the world.
Right.
Let's deal with us and stop comparing ourselves. But the median income is approximately $83,000. Now, when they
in South Lake?
In South Lake Tahoe. Now, when they do that study, they are including doctors, firemen,
of course,
teachers,
the outliers,
Barton, everything like that. But what they're doing is they're studying their income. They need to study the income of the people that actually live here. Probably 75% of the firemen, the police, Barton, they live off the hill. You cannot include them in that median income.
They're telling me to wrap it up. Let's quickly talk about VHRs real quick. A hot topic, and then we got to split out of here.
We have had VHRs since day one. We don't have a problem. The problem is with the internet. I just gave a set of rules a set of suggested rules to the county, and the main rule that I gave them was that you have to have, if you have a VHR, Airbnb, VRBO, it doesn't matter what you do, investment, private person, you have to have it run through a brick and mortar place located in South Lake Tahoe, so we can get the
management agents.
Property managers.
Yeah, got it.
And we need it located here so you can call in a complaint or anything and they can arrive within 30 minutes. Not call somebody in the Bay Area.
Right. I mean, I think that's what it's really about. Not getting rid of them or, abolishing them.
We all know where we get our money from.
Enforcement. Right.
70% of my money in my contracting business comes directly from VHRs. The other 30% comes from locals or residents who make their money off of tourists. So am I affected? Absolutely.
We could probably do the entire 2.5-hour show here with Kenny. So we'll have you back. We'll talk about more of your views, opinions out there. Kenny is running for District 5 County Supervisor. As always, good chatting with you.
And
hearing what's going on out there.